Hello everybody, and welcome back to my channel. Recently on this channel I mentioned that I had purchased the Deity D4 Duo and that microphone just really was not for me, both because of some connectivity issues plugging it into my smartphone and also just really bad wind rejection when I was recording outside. And I said at the time that I had replaced that mic and gotten another one that I liked. And now that I have been using this microphone for a little while, I wanted to go ahead and make a video about the replacement, which is the Movo VXR10 Pro. So today we're going to talk about what you get in the box. We'll talk about the sound quality of the mic, the wind rejection, the price, and the value. Now, this isn't a sponsored review, and this isn't just something that I've been trying out. This is a mic that I bought with my own money for this channel as the main microphone, and I have been using it for a couple of months now making these videos. Now, Movo is not a huge name in microphones. A lot of people have heard of Rode and have heard of Deity. Movo is a little less famous, but I think that they're making some very good products at a little bit more budget of a price compared to those other companies. So if you're a smaller YouTuber, I would definitely encourage you to check out Movo's products and see if they have something that might be a good fit for you, because this mic has been very high quality and not as expensive as some of those other companies. And I noticed as soon as I opened the box that this microphone seemed to have higher quality than the Deity microphone. The packaging design itself was just better, and the contents of the box just seemed a lot more thoughtfully put together. So this comes with a cord to plug it into your camera, just like the Deity mic did, but it also came with a second cord to plug it into your smartphone, and they're both very neatly labeled so that there won't be any confusion about which cord to use. So I thought that was a really nice touch to put that extra cord in the box. It confirmed to me that it would work well with my smartphone, and it saved me having to buy another $10 cable. I was actually able to return the one that I had purchased. It also is coming with a foam pop filter as well as a fur cover, and so that just gives you a little bit more options in terms of your wind rejection and so forth. You can put just the foam filter on there when you're recording indoors, which is really helpful. It comes with a Rycote shock mount, which is kind of the standard for shock mounts. And it came with a hard shell case, which is really nice if you want to maybe pack it up to travel or something like that. I actually have not used mine very much, but it's a very nice thing for them to throw in there. And the microphone itself did seem very solid as well. It has a nice, very strong metal build quality. It's a little bit larger than the Deity, not huge, but a little larger, which is actually good. That helps it pick up sound a little bit better. And it actually has a sound output on the back of it, which is nice, so you can plug your headphones into it. It doesn't give you a live feed out, but it lets you plug your headphones in and play back the video. So if you have it plugged into your smartphone like I do, you can record some video, plug your headphones into the back, and play that video back without having to unplug it from the phone and plug your headphones into the phone. It's just a nice little feature to have on there that saves a few seconds of time when you're reviewing your recordings. Now, in terms of the sound quality, I actually like the sound quality from this mic better than the quality that I was getting from the Deity. I think that this microphone has a really nice bass pickup, which is good for me because I have a very low voice. And so with a lot of other microphones, I feel like my voice can sound a little tinny, as it did with the Deity, or kind of nasally as it tends to with built-in microphones in phones or cameras or whatever. And so if you're like me, you probably have listened to recordings of yourself a lot and gone like, wow, I really don't like the sound of my voice. That doesn't sound like me at all. And this microphone, I feel like, really makes my voice sound fairly accurate, which I think is really good. It also does a good job of picking up bird sounds and things around me, though. It doesn't just pick up basses, it is able to get those kind of higher treble sounds and so forth. It is a fairly directional microphone. It uses a supercardioid pickup pattern, which essentially means that it's going to pick up a broad area around the front of the mic, not very much sound from the sides, and then a smaller area at the back. And when I was starting out, I actually thought that I would want to pick up a lot more sound from the surroundings because I was thinking, I want to hear birds in my shots and so forth. But actually, the supercardioid pattern is a lot better because it focuses in more on my voice and keeps the other sounds like the birds from drowning me out, because actually the birds are very loud. They're much louder than me, and so you'll still hear them in the recording, but you will not hear them as much. A tip that I do have for you if you record near something very loud is you might want to pull the mic closer to your mouth, but don't shout into the microphone. So if you put it close to you, make sure that you're talking at a normal level, or leave it farther away and talk louder to it. But if you put it up really close to your mouth and then you shout into it, you are going to max out the volume that it can record at, and you're going to end up with a recording that sounds really bad. Now, this is actually a great mic for recording indoors as well, and I'm using it inside at the moment. It's right here on top of my camera, and I usually, when I'm recording with it inside, I will just use the foam pop filter on it, just in case maybe having that furry cover on there could reduce the sound that it's picking up a little bit. So it's really nice that they included that option in the box. I also really like the supercardioid pickup pattern when I'm recording indoors, because it does help avoid some of the other sounds from around the house, and it avoids any sound that's bouncing back on the microphone. So in addition to the wall behind me, of course, there's another wall that's about 10 feet in front of me in here, and so I'm sure my voice is bouncing off of that wall and coming back, which would normally make a very echoey sound, but because it's not picking up any sound from the back, it helps with that. You could use this mic in a number of different ways indoors as well. So you could put it on top of your camera. You could also put it on like a boom or something like that, or screw a small tripod into the bottom of it and just like sit it on a table in front of you. I could have it sitting on my desk here or something like that. Moving on to the wind rejection. This is a very important thing for me because I do a lot of filming outside, and I want to make sure that there's not any wind sound in my footage, especially if there's not a particularly strong wind. The Deity mic, even in a light breeze, was ending up with wind noise in my footage, but this microphone has worked very well for me so far in that regard. Now, when you are recording outside, what you want to do is put on both the foam and the furry covers. You'll actually put the foam one on underneath, and then you will pull the furry one on over top of it. And that gives you kind of this double wind protection on the mic, which is really nice. And I think it does a pretty good job. So I'm gonna go ahead and go outside. We'll get a little bit of sound with it as far as the wind. There's a decent amount of wind today, as there tends to be here, and so I'll let you guys hear how that sounds with this mic. Just for your reference, guys, as well, I'm going to give you a little bit of the audio coming directly from the iPhone. So this is kind of a comparison of what the built-in audio is going to sound like in a windy situation like this. And you're going to hear there's a fair amount of wind noise as the wind is hitting those microphones. And particularly if I were to rotate my phone in certain directions so that the wind was directly hitting the mic, you would notice a lot more wind noise. Okay guys, so I've just come outside right now because there's some wind going on today. There's usually wind in this area, and so that's an important thing to me, is how well this microphone does in the wind. So I just checked my phone a couple minutes ago, and apparently there is about 10 to 13 mile an hour wind going on right now, and the wind is coming directly towards me. I don't know if you can tell that, but my hair is kind of blowing around a little bit, so there's a good little bit of a breeze. And that means that the wind is coming at the moment onto the back of this microphone, which I'm just holding in my hand right now so you can see it. So I'll just let you hear a little bit of what that wind sounds like on the back of the mic. Hopefully we'll get a good gust here. Alright, so that's a little bit of the wind sound from it hitting the back of the mic. Now, probably if you're out in a windy situation, you're going to want to record in a setup something like this, where I'm talking relatively close to the mic. I'm probably a little closer than you might want right now, but you want to be within a couple of feet of the mic. I'm just about a foot or so right now, and you would want the wind coming from the back of the mic. But there could be a scenario when you might be vlogging or something, you're walking around, and the wind could be coming from the side of the mic or from the front of the mic as well. So I'm going to just turn the mic for you, and I'll let you hear what it sounds like if the wind hits it from the side and from the front. So this is about 90 degrees to the wind, so we'll let a little wind hit it from the side. Let me turn this back. Alright, so there was kind of a little bit of a breeze from the side right there, and then I'm going to do kind of the worst case scenario, which is if the wind is blowing down the front of the mic, because if it's coming that way, it's blowing directly down the tube of the mic where that opening is. And so that's where you most have to be concerned about wind hitting your microphone. So I would say that there was probably about an 8 mile per hour wind the whole time I was out there, with gusts up to maybe 13 miles an hour. My phone was telling me that there was a 13 mile an hour wind, but it did seem a little bit lighter part of the time. Maybe the wind was actually consistently at the 13 and gusting higher than that. But you could see my hair was getting blown around outside, especially when some stronger gusts were coming through, but even a little bit all of the time. And when a stronger gust comes through, you do hear a little bit of that sound being picked up in the recording. but there was again kind of a lighter wind that was going on the whole time, which was not being recorded. The Deity microphone, on the other hand, was picking up those wind sounds in the recording and distorting the audio even in a very light wind that was not rustling my hair at all. And in any gust like this, it would have just completely lost track of my voice entirely. So it does, I think, very well in the wind, especially for the price and the simplicity of this microphone. And it works very well for me when I've been recording outdoors. Finally, I want to talk about the price and the value of this microphone. So it's about $50 for this mic. And for comparison, the Rode Video Micro is $10 more roughly. And the Rode Video Micro is just going to come with the mic, a shock mount, the furry cover, and a single cable to plug it into your camera. This mic, on the other hand, comes with, of course, the mic. It comes with a shock mount, the furry cover, a cable to plug it into your camera, but then it also comes with the cable to plug it into your smartphone, which is going to save you about $10 if that's something that you need. And it comes with a regular phone cover, so if you're recording indoors, that's helpful. Plus, you get a really nice hard shell case with a phone cutout in it. That's nice if you want to maybe put it in your suitcase or something for traveling. I think that with the quality of the sound and the quality of the build of this microphone, plus some small features like the audio output, make this a very good value for that $50. Again, it's cheaper than the Rode Video Micro, and it really has a little bit more in the box. So this gets a 5-star review from me, and if you are interested in buying one, maybe you're starting up a vlog or a YouTube channel or something, definitely check out the affiliate link in my description and pick one up that way. That will help to support my channel a little bit when you do that. But again, this is just the microphone that I have chosen for my channel. I do really like it. But you know, I have no particular vested interest in you liking it. It's not a sponsored review or anything. I just wanted to help you guys out and let you know the equipment that I am using. So that is going to be all for this video. Definitely remember to hit the like button on your way out and subscribe to my channel if you would like to see more videos like this in the future. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.